Denver with an opportunity. Gallinari's ahead of the pack. He will miss it. Gallinari missed it. The Lakers are going to win.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 NBA fails.
Taylor coming off one of his best seasons. Jason Kidd, he chips it in.
Finds Durant. Durant down the lane. Misses the jam.
And the rebounder, Richardson. Still an opportunity with a minute to play.
For this list, we'll be looking at times when NBA players definitely didn't understand the assignment, completely missed baskets, or made attempts at grandeur and failed spectacularly. What NBA fail makes you feel better about your own basketball skills? Be sure to share with us in the comments below. And if you're dying for more sports content, be sure to check out Watch Mojo's new podcast, The Waterboys Podcast, available wherever you get your pods. Number 10. Brandon Knight misses a game-winning layup. To kick off our list, let's take a look at a moment that went from glory to guffaw in a split second.
Knight, 2 seconds, 1 second. Oh, he missed it at the horn.
With the clock down to seconds and the game tied, Milwaukee guard Brandon Knight intercepted a pass from the Nets. He had a wide open look for a layup to break the tie, and it looked like the Bucks would be able to put a tick in the win column. Unfortunately, Knight put too much power behind the ball, causing him to miss the layup. The error sent the game into double overtime, where Knight thankfully redeemed himself and helped Milwaukee win. Number 9. Kwame Brown and Luke Walton score for the wrong team. Nowadays, many know Luke Walton as a coach, but back in 2007, he was a forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. During the Lakers' 2007 season opener at the Staples Center, Walton and center Kwame Brown intercepted the ball from the Houston Rockets.
The ball's tipped in. That is unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen.
I was just going to say, I don't think I ever have.
Unfortunately, both players let the ball bounce a little longer than it should have, and before you know it, Walton actually put 2 points on the board for the wrong team, much to the horror of their fans, fellow players, and coaches. To add insult to ineptitude, the Lakers lost the game by, you guessed it, 2 points. Number 8. Marcelo Huertas' backwards three-point attempt. Three-pointers are hard enough to make, so why would anyone try to make them even more difficult than they already are?
And then he just throws it over his head.
During this game against the Miami Heat, Lakers guard Marcelo Huertas attempted a three-pointer field goal, which was blocked. Huertas recovered the ball and had another opportunity to score 3 points. Unfortunately, instead of doing the sensible thing and just trying for a regular shot, Huertas attempted to make a backwards basket. Of course, this terrible decision resulted in a lackluster air ball and ended the half on an embarrassing note for the Lakers. Number 7. Wafer celebrates a missed dunk and runs into his own teammate. Confidence is a key to success, but sometimes too much can make you look foolish.
And Orlando 4-2 before losing in the championship to the Lakers in 7. A missed slam, and O'Neal called for double dribble.
Unfortunately, this was the case for Wafer back in 2011. During a game against the Washington Wizards, Wafer lost control during the dunk, resulting in the ball bouncing out of the basket. The Dutch cookie didn't seem to notice that his dunk failed, and he stared down the crowd, celebrating the embarrassing moment. To make matters even worse, he bumped into his teammate during the celebration as his fellow Celtics tried to salvage the possession behind him. Number 6. Tony Parker's free throw falls very short.
And Tony Parker, did he lose control or?
From Shaq to Giannis, you wouldn't believe the amount of star players who have experienced their fair share of troubles at the free throw line. However, even they have never made an attempt quite like this. At the time, Parker was an 80% free throw shooter, so it was almost guaranteed that he would make the bucket. Either the ball slipped out of his hands, or the referee said something that threw off Parker. Regardless, his shot only traveled about 5 feet before sadly bouncing off the floor. Luckily for Parker, the ref showed some mercy and allowed him a do-over, which he made. Number 5. Larry Nance Jr. scores for the wrong Los Angeles team.
That right there encapsulates the Lakers season, maybe the last 2 seasons.
Larry Nance Jr. decided to take the holiday spirit to another level during a Christmas Day game between the Los Angeles Lakers and Clippers in 2015. During the first quarter, Clippers point guard Chris Paul attempted a three-pointer but missed. When Nance Jr. tried to grab the ball for a rebound, he instead launched it into the net, giving 2 points to the Clippers.
But they need to get that.
Last year was their problem. What was that? Lou Williams looking at him like, grab the ball, young man.
Thankfully, Nance Jr. has a good sense of humor, and after the game he tweeted, "Maybe I should take up volleyball as a hobby." Number 4. Andrea Bargnani tries to take flight. It isn't necessarily a terrible idea to try to be a hero during a game, but you shouldn't try to fly unless you know you can do so. At one point during a 2014 game, Knicks big man Andrea Bargnani had possession of the ball, but rather than pass it to a wide-open Carmelo Anthony, he decided to push the limits of his athleticism instead. Bargnani attempted to jump over 2 defenders to dunk the ball, but ended up face down in the paint.
Sets the table for Bargnani. Look out! Scary play, and Bargnani, fortunately for him, Clyde, was able to break his fall. But boy, that's how you break a wrist.
To add injury to insult, Bargnani tore a ligament in his elbow during this failed dunk, which resulted in him missing the rest of the season. Number 3. Ricky Davis's bizarre attempt at a triple-double. During this 2003 game, Davis was 1 rebound short of his first NBA triple-double, and he attempted a move we can only call a self-rebound? His bizarre move angered the other team so much that Utah's Deshaun Stevenson fouled him hard.
You can see here, just tried to throw it off the glass and get his own rebound, see what happens, but nothing happened to Deshaun. Just the chest into him. That's an awfully cheap way of trying to get a triple-double.
And the worst part, Davis wasn't even credited for the rebound, so he didn't even get the triple-double he so desperately wanted. Head coach Jerry Sloan's reaction pretty much sums up how we all felt after witnessing this fail. Number 2. Nick Young celebrates too early. While we were considering putting his layup attempt on this list, we opted to go with the more memorable gaffe of his career. Although he had a good performance during the game, and his fail proved to be inconsequential to the final outcome, we doubt his teammates would let him forget about it anytime soon. Facing the Knicks back in 2014, Young pulled up for a 3 and took the shot, and he was so confident that the ball would go in, he turned around and raised his arms. Unfortunately for him, the ball bounced off of the basket. The Lakers may have won, but Nick Young was definitely the night's biggest loser. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Alexei Shved's very high shot attempt. What was he thinking?
And here's Shved. That will not make the highlights.
Shved in disarray that time, so he threw the ball into oblivion.
The most bizarre start to a game in NBA history. The 76ers and Timberwolves get mixed up and go to the wrong baskets.
Is this a do-over?
Mulligan, the NBA's first mulligan.
16 seconds that never happened.
Jordan Crawford's pass attempt. Perhaps he thought the coach wanted the ball.
That was a nice high off the glass shot, and that pass was
Going autopilot. Apparently Otto Porter Jr. forgot he was playing and allowed Tony Snell to run right past him.
Aaron holds his dribble out. 10 to shoot, 9. 8 Miritich the screen. Gun to Snell. Fires. Nope. Rebound. Powell.
Melo's tumble. We'll give him an A+ for effort.
The ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Portland.
Anthony tried to dunk it, fell short and fell down.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. JaVale McGee's missed dunk.
A lot of good play. That's what happens when you hot dog.
Throughout his NBA career, Wizards center JaVale McGee made some very questionable choices on the court. From attempting to make moves way too fancy for his wheelhouse, to running to the wrong end of the court, everyone has a favorite McGee gaffe.
John Wall up top. McGee, where was he?
His worst moment, however, came in 2010 against the Sacramento Kings. With about 20 seconds left on the clock, the Wizards were down by 25. McGee stole the ball and had a clear shot to make the basket. Instead, he attempted to make a dunk from the free throw line. Of course, he missed in spectacular fashion, wrapping up the blowout in the most embarrassing way possible. Just a reminder, if you can't get enough sports, head over to your preferred podcasting app to check out WatchMojo's Waterboys podcast.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.